In the next few minutes, we'll explain how to install H.H. Robertson's Q-Floor Taproute Cellular Floor System on steel frame. We'll also demonstrate the design and installation differences of the other members of the Robertson Cellular Floor family, the 3+1 system and the cell cast system. Before you install the floor, review your erection drawings and familiarize yourself with the project. The best way to start is to understand the concept behind this floor system. A cellular floor unit is steel deck, similar to traditional steel decking, but with a steel plate factory welded to the underside, creating multiple cells. These cells are used to distribute power conductors and telecom cables within the floor slab. The cells are accessible through outlet boxes called tapmate boxes. The tapmate box provides an access to wiring at a pre-planned spacing along the cells where access holes have been factory punched. Receptacles for power and data are mounted in the tapmate boxes to provide service at desired locations throughout the floor. The location of each box is predetermined and appears on your prints. Tapmate boxes snap into place where they are later cast within the concrete slab. Cable exits the floor's electrical closet through the trench header, a continuous wiring trough with a series of steel cover plates, and is distributed to the cells as they intersect at a 90-degree angle. This trench header provides easy access across the entire floor for cable and wire feed and for future rewiring or additions. In order to prevent concrete from entering the cells, beneath the trench header, flashing is supplied. Using the packing list, locate the required bundles of deck. Prior to landing the deck bundles, mark the center line of power cell locations on the tops of the beams. Bundles of deck are hoisted onto the structural steel and landed at locations specified on your prints. Each top unit is labeled. And on the prints, each bundle's location is clearly identified in a hexagon, non-cellular bundles in a circle. Cellular floor is structural decking, so once secure, you'll be able to walk on it while working. Use cloth or nylon straps for hoisting. Never use a steel choker cable. Land bundles in the locations shown on the plans. For blend systems, alternately place cellular and non-cellular units. Puddle weld the deck to beams, then fasten the side laps as shown on the drawings. Where cellular units meet over beams, a small gap will occur. The gap must be taped along its full length in order to prevent concrete from entry into the cells. Trench headers are placed and welded to the cellular floor according to mark numbers on drawings. Successive sections are locked end to end by an alignment key to assure uniform top elevation from section to section. Leveling screws are provided for pre-pour adjustment of the trench covers where required. Closures are installed along the sides of the trench header and riveted or welded into place to prevent concrete entry beneath the trench. Do not drive sheet metal screws into cells. They present sharp points that could cut the insulation of wires being pulled through the cells. Trench cover plate hold-down screws must remain in place until side rails are locked into the cured concrete. Protect the steel cover plates before and after concrete placement to avoid damage from heavy loads or forklift trucks. Next, TapMate outlet boxes are snapped in place over all factory-punched cell access holes. Box locations are also shown on the drawings. There, they are firmly snapped into location. These outlet boxes will be covered by a thin layer of concrete and can be easily located using the supplied electronic detector, then opened so that power and telecom devices can be installed whenever required. End closures are placed on trench headers and decking, and wire mesh is cut to fit around outlet box breakout pans. Do not vibrate concrete excessively along trench headers or at outlet boxes. The edge form or perimeter screed may not be part of the H.H. Robertson material package, but must be installed prior to concrete placement. After the concrete cures, trench header hold-down screws may be removed. At activation time, the carpet is removed or laid back along the trench header, and cover plates are removed using the suction cups provided. Cell entry grommets and power transition sleeves are then installed. Next, the power channel is installed and adjusted to support the underside of the cover plates. The trench header is now ready to accept power and telecom cabling. Cables enter the trench header within the electrical closets. Power conductors are placed in the center tray, and telecom and data cables are laid in the troughs on either side of the power channel. This separation is maintained throughout the system to assure electrical safety and to follow code. To activate a TapMate box, locate it and carefully cut a flap in the carpet. Tap the concrete over the breakout pan with a hammer and remove the debris and the pan. Power cables enter the grommeted round hole on the top of the power channel and extend to the left and right within the power cells to feed TapMate boxes at activated locations. Telephone and data cables are pulled from the trench header into selected TapMate boxes at workstations through the grommeted holes within the outlet boxes. The appropriate electrical outlets and electronic devices are then installed in the mounting plates. Then the plates are attached inside the box with the supplied screw. Complete the installation with the specified activation cover. This system is designed to integrate the cellular floor, including its structural and wire raceway features, into a cast-in-place concrete structure. As a result, the cell-cast floor system will provide the same composite slab and raceway system as in a steel-framed building. The differences between installing the Q-Floor taproute system and the cell-cast system will now be addressed. After erecting and shoring the beam and girder formwork, place the reinforcing bars inside the forms that may be difficult or impossible to access once the deck is landed and positioned. Mark the center line of each power cell of a cellular unit on the beam framework so that the electrical module will be maintained. Land the bundles of cellular and non-cellular floor units in the bays where required. Spread floor units from the bundles to locations as indicated on the floor erection drawings and identified by the mark numbers on each floor unit. Align all cells at butt joints to maintain the floor module. The electrical cell module must govern the layouts. Fasten cellular and non-cellular units to the formwork and intermediate supports as shown on the erection drawings to assure against movement during concrete placement. Fasten side joints of all units by welding, screwing, or crimping as shown on the erection drawings. Butt joints of cellular units occur over the center line of support beams. At each butt joint of each cellular unit, place one 1/2 inch wide by 4 inch long steel strap across the butt joint in the load deck flute, and weld or screw fasten on each side of the joint to assure electrical continuity across the joint. Duct tape completely around the butt joint of each cellular unit to exclude concrete entry into the cells. Install outlet boxes over factory punched cell holes, followed by the trench header, which is installed over factory punched cellular floor access holes. Finally, install longitudinal reinforcing bars over each beam. Note that simple spanning non-cellular floor creates open areas for the vertical rebars and the placement of concrete in the beam forms. Place temperature and shrinkage steel or wire mesh as shown on your detailed drawings. Concrete can now be pumped into the beam and girder formwork and onto the steel forms. Avoid excessive vibration around the outlet boxes and at the trench header side rails. For installation on an aggregate sub-base, make sure the base is well drained and compacted and within the elevation tolerance noted on the drawings. A concrete slab or sidewalk is required to support the trench header and the ends of the cellular units. Install the cellular units as shown on the drawings, making sure to maintain the specified module spacing. Fasten cells to grade with rebar and straps to prevent lateral movement during the pour, or on existing concrete slabs, fasten with screws or powder-actuated fasteners. Install the trench header over the cellular units and lock each section to the previous section with an alignment key. Then fasten side closures and trench side rails to the cells with welds or pop rivets. Place end closers at the end of all cell runs. Pop rivet all outlet boxes over cell entry holes using 2 rivets. Install the electrical continuity straps at all cell butt joints. Place shrinkage mesh over all areas and cut to fit around outlet box breakout pans. Concrete placement can now proceed. Avoid excessive vibration near outlet boxes or at trench side rails. Concrete should finish level with the top of the trench header.